from a money anxious girl to a financially free and grateful and responsible creative entrepreneur. That's one of the biggest gifts I received from the program is yung financial peace of mind. This is a safe space for you to be true to who you are so that you can bridge your finances and get it to a point that you can say, "Shred coach."
Hello, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to bring in another amazing client of mine who is Mimo with her bright yellow hair just in time for this recording. And the reason why I'm bringing her in is because you're going to be so inspired with her journey to overcoming her scarcity mindset and financial anxiety as a creative entrepreneur. Now she has the financial peace of mind and abundance mindset to sign more clients with ease, give herself permission to rest and travel, and stay on track with her emergency fund at the same time. So we're doing this interview as a truth and drink as usual. Clink, clink, iced coffee.
Yay! Cheers, coach.
Without further ado, Mimo, introduce yourself and paint us a picture of where you started when you came in asking for coaching with me and how has it been different now.
Okay, so thanks, coach, for having me. I'm excited to share what has happened so far. So, hello, everybody. My name is Mimo, and I'm the creative behind the Moody Mimo. So, basically, I do graphic design, visual stuff, anything aesthetic ganyan. So, I'm a creative. Essentially, my background is I'm a freelancer. So, we all know what that means. That means na at the beginning, parang hindi stable yung income. So, equals anxiety, financial anxiety. So, I came from a place, I reached out to Coach Nick because I was really feeling super anxious about my finances to the point na parang naapektuhan na ako as in yung physical self ko. Tapos yung work ko, yung motivation and everything. You guys know how it goes. Parang na-trigger na talaga siya and I thought I truly needed help with it. So I reached out to Coach Nick. And now I'm here and I'm feeling so much better. Super funny thing, like the energy, first of all, the energy is so different. Coach, alam mo yan. Like when I started, parang I can barely smile. Na parang
Mm.
when I started, super anxious about money. And parang I was desperate. Parang desperate na ako to get clients, ganon. But I think it was backfiring a lot. So, from super dark energy, the transformation has been now I feel so free and I feel secure and I feel like I'm moving with direction. Kasi when I started out, parang all I was seeing was I didn't have enough money. Parang kulang, kulang, kulang. Puro ganun yung mindset ko. So now, I just feel good na parang, okay, here's my finances and here are the steps para I can make it to a point na ma-reach ko yung ideal finance goal ko. And sobrang laking alwan sa pakiramdam na meron akong system, tapos meron pa akong affirmations, and now parang I can see na may progress yung emergency fund ko and yung freedom fund ko. So from a blur to like clarity, that's what I got so far, yes.
Yes, yes. And as you said, like I really felt that when we started, when sabi ko nga, I told you that parang pasan-pasan mo yung mundo and I felt that energy with you. And so when we did our check-in call and you said like overall I just feel happier. It's just like so amazing to hear that you came from that place. And it's like not just because of the system, but because you decided to show up for yourself and trust in yourself that this is what I need to work on and I'm going to do it. And here you are now. And
Yes.
it's just amazing that you're now showing up for people who would probably be in the same place and now you're that person for them that like, hey, if she overcome that, same with me as well. So walk us through that journey of from that place of, I remember you were in that push and pull between like, I'm so anxious about not signing clients, like when is the next client gonna come, but then at the same time you were like, I want to sign clients, but why am I scared of receiving huge amounts of money? So there was that contrast. So walk us through, like, how do you think you were able to overcome that now after our coaching together?
Initially, kaya din ako nag-reach out is because parang may na-sense ako na gano'n. I remember putting that dun sa yung form niya to sign up na I feel like I have a fear of not having enough money. But also, I feel like I also fear getting money naman. So parang initially, meron akong slight awareness about it, pero hindi ko siya ma-figure out on my own. So that's also one big reason why I signed up. So from the push and pull, I think what truly helped me na mapunta ko dito ngayon with the yellow hair and nicer energy is we did a lot of reflection, coach. You know it. Parang what I love about the program is hindi siya magsa-start agad sa parang, oh, let's talk about your finances. Let's fix your money now. Parang hindi siya ganun. Parang mag-start off siya dun sa akin. Nag-start siya sa akin. What I was feeling, my experiences with money, and then why do I think ganun yung perspective ko? So it was very introspective. And for me, that was really the biggest critical step for me to realize what was actually happening to me inside. Kasi parang it's all in my head. Like if I was alone and it's all in my head, how am I gonna fix it? So reflecting with coach's guidance, parang I have somebody na I can talk to from a third person perspective na hindi someone from my family or my friends who know me na parang kasi minsan parang I think when we confide sa other people, especially sa close people natin, meron siguro na I think she wants to hear this. Parang may ganon. So parang in this scenario with coach, I feel like you were really trying to get the answers out of me. And it was super hard. It was super hard. Like, parang, Coach, hindi ko alam yung sagot. Ayoko na. Pero, yeah, it's how we got to this point na parang, you really ask the right questions and you really extract it out of us somehow, one way or another, it's gonna come out. Parang, yeah. So, that's a big, big point na parang reflection and introspection about ourselves. Yeah. Yun yung isa sa mga biggest catalyst, I think.
Yes, I like how you said it. Reflection and introspection. Kasi, during our time together, it's important that I gave you that time and space to, like, okay, reflect. Like, okay, what are the things that I need to really assess, like, by myself first, and then when we get to the call, like, let's dig deeper, like, let's assess, like, what else is going on there. And when you say, which is normal, by the way, sometimes like I say, like, I don't know, coach. And I'm just like, sometimes my favorite thing to do is just stay silent.
Super nakaka-pressure, coach.
And I just stay silent because that's our, what do you call this? Our conscious response is saying that I don't know. But then I believe, like, all my clients, subconsciously the answer is there. You just need the time and space and, like, literal silence to be like, actually, now that there's literally no one else talking for me or talking at me or giving me what I should do, how I should do things. Okay, now, like, it's coming up now. And I think that's, how you said it. It's like introspection talaga, because all I do as your coach is, like, stay curious of, like, what's going on there? Like, what's happening? Where did it start? What's the root cause of it all? And when you bring it up, you're like, oh my gosh, like, kumbaga para kang may tinik, para kang tinanggalan ng tinik, nasa lalamunan mo all this time. When in reality, you've known it was there. You just needed to, like, okay, now I
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Parang super mind-blowing siya in a way na parang, I know this happened to me and I know somehow may effect siya sa current self ko. But when we get to say it out loud, parang, wait, oh ano, yun nga yan. Parang, oh shit, bakit ngayon ko lang to nalalaman? Or siguro hindi nalalaman. Ngayon
Yeah.
lang ulit ako naging aware or na-remind
Yeah.
ako. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was super meaningful. And I had a lot of those moments. Parang, wait, coach. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Kasi it's really buried in the subconscious na parang because we try to push it aside na no, like as you said na I have to sign the next client, I have to do this, like that's the parang coping mechanism to like I don't want to face that thing that's like stuck in my throat or that's been at the back of my mind, and that's the real work. Like that's the real work, because I realized like when you get to that inner part, the introspection, it becomes easier to do the finances, it becomes easier to do the system. So now, speaking of, walk us through like what do you think were your top 3 biggest misconceptions around spending and saving that you wish all creative entrepreneurs knew about?
Okay, so coach, I think perfect yung answer ko dito kasi medyo related siya dun sa previous conversation. So, yung number 1 ko sinulat ko, saving and spending is not just all about money and finances. Parang, kasi when we think of spending and saving, we think about, okay, money, the tangible thing, the money. Pero actually, it all starts with like our values, our purpose, or maybe it doesn't start there, pero it's all tied dun sa mga, yun nga, yung personal things. Because money is just there. It's gonna be there. We can touch it. Everybody can touch it. But like, how do we bridge yung spending and saving for ourselves with that money kung hindi tayo din aware dun sa parang our own values, our own purpose. So, maybe we're mindlessly spending and mindlessly saving naman. May dalawa, no? Tapos, for what? Tas, yung mga ganong things.
Mm.
So, it's not just all about the money. So it's also about you or us or me.
What I love talking about is how you handle your finances is also a reflection of who you are. As you said, if you're clear on your sense of self, what your purpose is, that's also where your money goes. If you're clear on your values, you're gonna be firm about, oh, that's where my money goes. And at the same time, when we feel lost in life, when we feel like we don't know who we are, it's easy to get distracted by, oh, sabi nila, do this. Sabi nila, invest in this.
Wow. Coach, you're talking about me?
Na-connect ko lang, and I remember like, oh, sige, share that, like, how is that something that resonates with you?
Okay, so this is what's happened. As a creative, we see all other creatives on the internet, and then for me, it goes two ways. So first, either one, I get inspired by what they're doing and everything, and then the second one is I get so focused on what other people are doing that I want to copy what they're doing. Pero ayun nga, parang one of the topics we went through with the coaching is parang maybe their strategy is not just for you. Baka pinipilit mo yung hindi naman talaga match kasi meron ka naman talagang existing strategy na ayaw mo lang i-acknowledge kasi nga you're in a state of blur, ganyan. So parang, wait. That is so true. I was at a blurry point trying to copy other people na parang ini-ignore ko na naman yung yung mga experiences ko, what worked for me in the past. Because feeling ko, wala lang, feeling ko lang, gusto ko lang gayahin yung, kasi baka mag-work, ganun. Pero hindi nga siya nag-work. So, ayun. Parang awareness, self-awareness. Again, with ano ba yung values ko? Nagmamatch ba sa values ko? Ano ba yung goals ko? Nagmamatch ba sa goals ko yung ginagawa ko? Yung mga ganong question.
And it naturally just affects every aspect in your life, like beyond just the staying on track with your emergency fund, giving yourself permission to use it. Beyond that, you were able to trust in your own process more, and I'd say that's the 80% of like the work that we did, was like constantly putting yourself in that place and reminding yourself that, hey, I can trust myself. And in that way, you were able to remind yourself that you're capable, that you've always been amazing at what you do, that you can sign your ideal clients your way, not what everyone else is saying. And it's kind of the same thing with our finances, no? Na parang, some people would say na, do this, do that. But at the end of the day, when you trust in yourself, when you are clear on your goals and your values, you just know. Like, you know to make the wise decisions. And that's what I love, that I got to help you with, na it was so personalized to where you are and where you want to be. So speaking of, what goals became reality for you as a result of having that financial peace of mind?
Okay. Oh, I'm so happy that I get to say this na. Kasi when I started, I was like, oh, parang, yeah, I cried a lot. TMI, I cried a lot, and also I was just really lost. So I'm super happy to be saying this. So, yung goals na naging tangible na for me after the coaching was first, kasi before I had an emergency fund, but I didn't know if that emergency fund was actually enough. I just knew na okay, I need an emergency fund. So parang, yun nga, blindlessly saving. So I was that too. Now, I have an emergency fund where I can say na parang, this is my 3-month goal and my 6 months goal, and this would last me for how long, and specific number siya based sa ating exercises. So that's one of the biggest things na nakikita ko yung numbers and kung ano yung progress ko to reach my ideal goal. Tapos, dahil may ganun ako parang every spending and every saving, I ask myself, will this lead me to my goal? Parang, will this help me bridge yung current reality ko sa ideal reality ko? So, that's one of the biggest. And then second, I wanted to go on a spiritual self-developmental retreat because I'm big about wellness and everything. Because I was so tired and I was able to finally book my retreat without having to feel so guilty that I actually booked it. Parang I booked it knowing na kaya ng finances ko ganun. Na parang this is a valid step kasi parang aligned din siya dun sa lahat ng values ko. Yes, super excited. And then the third one, this one, coach, we talked about, di ba? I was super anxious about getting clients. And that time, wala akong projects. Kasi feeling ko din nga, yung headspace ko is, I need to get a client. Pero now, nung after we finished the program, parang gradually, parang na-let go ko yung, parang before, nakaganto talaga ako, like, "Arr, I have to." And then, after the program, parang, hindi naman siya biglang ganon. Parang, gradually, and then parang, okay. Parang, I just let it go. And then, suddenly, I have a retainer client na. Which is starting this month. So that's
Oh,
pretty crazy. I think, yeah, it's wonderful how things are turning out. Na parang out of the headspace na parang sobrang desperate, ganyan. Even yung, ay, mamaya na lang. So, yan, coach. Yan yung ano ko. Big ano
ano
ko.
yun? Sige, kwento mo na.
Ay,
Baka
sige.
ma-lost track.
Kasi ano, before I enrolled sa course mo, I was like, shit, worried na nga ako sa pera. Mag-enroll pa ako kay coach. Parang, edi gagastos mo naman ako. So that was what I was thinking before enrolling. Pero I just, I trusted the process and I know I needed this for me at that specific point in my life. So I went ahead with it. Yeah. Pero there was, yun nga, fear. Parang mostly I was based on fear. Everything that I did when I signed up was based on fear. And I just took a leap of faith to do coaching with you, coach. And yeah, now I get to be in your YouTube and your socials. So that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, like imagine, when did we start? Like, dapat di pa mga
Mm-hmm.
matanda. It was like, like
March,
5 months
ganon.
ago?
Yeah,
Five
something
months.
like that.
Yeah, we started like 5 months ago. And then imagine 5 months later, this is where you are. I can only imagine the bigger opportunities and the greater things that you're now be able to achieve like by the end of the year or start of next year. Like, it's like limitless at this point. Because if you were able to get out of that place, what more pa now that you're at a better place, that you were able to get out of that dark place, that dark energy that you said, diba?
Yeah, coach, actually, gusto ko din i-mention, prior to signing up, nagtatrack talaga ako ng expenses. I'm a tracker type. Tas like everything, every peso that goes out, I track. Tapos, di ba, meron akong emergency fund. So, every time, syempre magtatrack ako, makikita ko yung mga red. Tas,
Yeah.
ayun nga, kaya sobrang nakaka-anxious siya kasi I was tracking without a purpose. Parang I was
Mm.
tracking to see yung total lang. So parang now nagtatrack pa din ako pero now I know ano ba yung purpose ng each ano ba, bank account, ganyan, or savings, ganyan. So, kunyari, yung sa hair ko, because one of my personal values ay self-expression. also creativity and freedom. So nung iniisip ko siya, magpapakulay ba ako kasi gagastos ako. So, nag-align siya dun sa values ko. So, parang I know na this would make me feel better as a person. And as a creative, this would inspire me. So, yeah, I went ahead and colored my hair. And I love how I feel about it. And I'm so happy. Parang
Yeah.
nasa ganung mindset na ako. Instead na compared to before na parang, oh shit, gagastos na ba't ako mababawasan yung pera ko magiging red. Yeah, so there's really a big difference kapag alam mo yung ba't ka ba nag-iipon and ba't ka ba nagsispend, ganyan.
Exactly. So let's cheers to that. Cheers.
Yes!
Para mainom
Cheers!
ang coffee. Yeah!
Yes! I love you so much, coach.
Oh, and I'm so happy. I'm really so happy to see you happy. That's really what matters for me. Like, because I really see that organizing your finances, like achieving your emergency fund, it's just a byproduct. Like, ultimately, what gets you the thing that you're gonna be most proud of is that you see yourself happier, that you see yourself more peaceful, that you see yourself like, I'm finally honoring who I am and where I want to be. Like, that for me is like the most amazing thing that I get to see with you and with my clients. So yeah, and with your yellow hair pa. So, it's
Yes!
just, I love the vibe. So,
Yes!
speaking of, what do you think has been the biggest difference or impact that you see as a creative entrepreneur because of having this financial system?
So for me, I used to think na parang creatives, hindi stable yan. So parang anxiety. Ganon, like before. So now, I'm a creative entrepreneur and I actually have within me the tools that I need para kung hindi man stable, I can get it to a place na sana maging stable siya. Pero while I am bridging yung current ko and yung ideal ko, meron akong mga pwedeng gawin. Like, for example, yun nga yung sa payday. When I get a big chunk of money, I won't immediately just shove it in my savings for this month. So I learned how to allocate like for this month ito, so next month meron pa para it would help your peace of mind talaga. So that's one of the biggest gifts I received from the program is yung financial peace of mind, because I'm not even kidding you, I was super anxious, hindi na ako makatulog. From a money anxious girl to a financially free and grateful and responsible creative entrepreneur, na parang financial freedom doesn't mean boom, big money. Hindi siya ganon. Parang financial freedom means you also have your self-awareness and your self-agency, that kung ano mang surprise mangyari sa life, parang you have your structure or your system na para how to cushion that. Na parang hindi ka boom, biglang zero ka ganon. So yeah, that's really a big gift that I received, na parang I learned how to allocate to help my financial peace of mind.
Yes, I love that. Like, very nicely said, because it's so important, like the self-awareness aspect, because that's only when we really can identify what's really causing the anxiety in the first place, what's really causing the feeling of unstable and all of that. Because what I've seen, besides, well, one of the things is, as you said, there's always this subconscious belief about ourselves that would lead us to feeling anxious. But beyond that, I also see, like, especially with freelancers, is or entrepreneurs in general, is that if you feel unstable, it's also because you have an unstable financial system, or you have an unstable belief in yourself. All right. And I think you're an example of, like, because we worked on having a financial system that allowed you to allocate better and gives you that peace now, okay, everything is going in the right places. I can spend this, I can save this with purpose. And at the same time, we worked on that solid trust in yourself that whether there's a client or my client, like, it doesn't diminish or eliminate who I am as a creative. Like, I like what you said when we did the follow-up call, that you're like, Coach, may peace of mind ako kahit wala yung client pa. Parang I was like,
Yes, coach, that is so true. Like, parang napagod na ako ma-anxious. Parang ganon. Parang, kasi meron akong system ngayon eh. Parang, yeah. And I know that I'm being responsible with my money, and I'm doing what I can to, yun nga, bridge the gap. And kung may hindi man dumadating, baka hindi pa kasi ako ready. Oh, may naisip
Mm.
ako, coach. Kasi 'di ba I was so parang Gina nga ako magka-client ganun.
Uh-huh.
Pero I realized walang dumadating that time kasi nga I was mentally not in a great place. And even if nagkaroon man ako ng client nun, siguro parang magiging based on anxiety yung mga output ko,
Mm.
which would
Mm.
quality-wise, ganun. So parang, it just makes so much sense na parang once you're out of that headspace, you'd realize na parang, oh yeah, that made so much sense. Kaya pala, parang ganun.
I think especially as someone who's so creative, wherein self-expression is so important. So if you're filled with anxiety, you express anxiety. In the
Yeah.
same way, if you are feeling like you're positive, you're happy, you're peaceful, that also shows up in your work, in your posts, and therefore attract the same clients who are
Yeah.
aligned with that kind of
Yes.
energy. That's so true.
Exactly. Tas yung na-notice ko when I create out of, yun nga, yung nasa state ako ng fear na parang I have to create because I have to get a client. Wala. Wala talaga. Pero compared sa when I create because I just want to create and I feel like creating, I feel like doing something. Then, yeah. Yan yun. Nandun yung mga gifts kapag nasa right mindset ko ginawa yung things and not out of scarcity mindset. So I'm so relieved that I get to say it na parang
Yeah.
I am fucking here. Feel na feel ko talaga.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask, like, how do you think the old version of Mimo would look at you right now?
Ano, gusto ko lang siya i-hug talaga, coach. Like, kahit nakikita ko yung sarili ko ngayon, parang, oh my God, I'm yellow. Pero, I mean, I'm bright. I'm so brighter. Kasi before
Yeah.
talaga parang, today is another day. Ano na naman? Paano na naman ako kukuha? Parang ganun yung energy ko talaga. Now, parang may nag-shift. I remember saying this, coach, na parang, during the call pa to, coach, na parang, I feel like something is shifting. Pero hindi ko siya ma-explain in words. Maybe this is it na parang I was healing and I was learning and self-discovering and I was learning to listen to my own compass. Parang ganon. And with especially with the money things then.
Speaking of, for those, especially I'd say creative entrepreneurs, for those considering to invest in my coaching program, what would you tell them coming from your experience?
Okay, guys, listen up. I have things to say. Feel ko talaga. I feel you. It's hard to let go of that money initially. But if na-feel nyo na kailangan nyo ng help with your finances, tapos naisip nyo na, shit, gagastos na naman ako. I'm telling you, it's gonna be worth it. If I can just show you like yung old self ko versus me now and my perspective and hindi lang siya yung outward but yung I think what matters most is yung internal is you're gonna thank yourself later on na parang I'm so thankful that you chose that for yourself and you decided to invest in yourself kasi nagsasuffer ka mag-isa tapos nasa cycle ka lang ng ulit-ulit ka na shit. That's not gonna get you anywhere. I've been there. But I think what's most important is ask yourself if this is something you need, like you truly need. Kasi hindi ka naman parang maeengganyo kung hindi mo na-feel na may kailangan ka about it. And may payment plans. Yun pala ending. Nag-payment plan ako guys kay coach. So, yeah. Yun lang yung pinakamahirap na part. Yung taking that leap and actually believing in yourself that you can still earn that money back. Yeah. I know it's hard. I know it's scary. But if you feel that you need it now is the time. Yeah. Because the further you delay it, parang, sayang yung time. And yung energy mo dun sa pagiging, oh, paano na?
That's some real talk, Bibo. Like, parang
Yes.
feeling ko, Feeling ko that was the what you wish you told your earlier self.
Yes. At saka, hindi coach, real talk, nakakatulong yung payment plans. Kasi 'di ba, kasi yung sa bulk.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
all depends naman sa budget ng mga people. But you have options. We have options. So thank you, coach,
Yes, by 3 months
for
at 4 months payment
yes.
plans. I think you got the 3 months one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really super helpful. And you'll see the results if you commit to it pala. Yun pala. Kailangan present din tayo dun sa session. So, yes.
I love that. Yes, 100%. Like, in order for something to shift, you'd have to be fully there and fully present. Dahil mag-uusap tayo ng 60 to 90 minutes every week. So, I'm fully there. And I think that's the biggest reason why that you saw the results in yourself is because you were like, I need this. Something needs to change. I don't want to be in this place anymore, in this anxiety anymore. Like, I'm gonna trust in this. I'm gonna trust in this process.
I wanted to add na parang sometimes yung mga malapit pa sa atin, ideally sila yung mag-hold ng safe space. But a lot of the times it's not the case, especially with finances. So I am truly grateful to coach for holding that safe space. I mean, who does that? Like, how do you handle? Parang, kasi sasabihin lahat kay coach. Like, you'd be crying and stuff. Tapos si coach would be just there for you. And you'd know that she cares. And you'd know na you're in the right place and in a safe place where you can say what you truly want to say. Yeah. So, this is a safe space for you to be true to who you are so that you can bridge your finances and get it to a point that you can say, Shred Coach!
This is
I'm
it!
here! This is it!
Thank you so much, Mimo, for being here, sharing your story, and just being in this space where I see how brave you've become in trusting yourself and now inspiring the people who are listening right now. Thank you.
Oh, coach, I love you so much. Let's have a cheers. Let's have a cheers.
Cheers!
Cheers.